these peaceful protests, Mel, don't worry about it. You took one for the team today. These peaceful protests has turned into what? So predictable. So predictable. This is like a script, a movie script. You know what this is like watching? This is like watching Final Destination. That's what it's like. It's like watching Final Destination. You already know what the plot of the movie is. You already know what's going to happen, but people go to the theater and they pay their money anyway to try to act like they're going to be surprised. Oh my God, I can't believe it. People died in this movie. It's the same script. Different city, different year. And I even predicted it a couple years ago. I said it. I said, man, it's going to be something else that distracts y'all from something that's meaningful. And then they're going to burn their cities down and they're going to loot. And they're going to run in the Apple store. They're going to run in the Adidas store. And they're going to run into all of these places. And they're going to say, oh my God, this was a peaceful protest, but Trump sent in troops and so it's his fault. Don't worry, we're going to get there. Again, hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it, y'all.
Also, in downtown LA, it was hit hard by looters after most protesters, they already cleared the streets.
Multiple stores were ransacked and left with almost nothing on the shelves. KCON News reporter Tina Patel joins us now live with the chaotic scenes that we saw unfold overnight. Tina?
Yeah, police were out here in the jewelry district a little while ago. They have now left. There is still some private security here, as well as contractors who are trying to clean up the mess that was left behind. You can see one of the windows that has already been boarded up here at an Apple store. From our count, at least 5 stores in this area were broken into, many more vandalized. Take a look.
All those people out there, they look incredibly peaceful, y'all. Can you see the peace and them really fighting for human rights out there in Los Angeles at building unit 602?
You can hear the alarms going off as
not a police officer in sight. No, we don't need police officers. We got peace officers. We're going to defund the police and make sure that we get peace officers, preferably women, because it could be mental health that we're dealing with over here. No. We don't need law and order. We can police ourselves. Let's go ahead and make sure that we get these upset people out of the stores because they didn't even know how they got there.
a crowd of people broke into a jewelry store on 6th and Broadway just before midnight. It's not clear what those looters might have gotten away with or if any of them were arrested. But take a look at this video, because about a half hour later, we did see police detaining at least a couple people a couple blocks away. The Apple store here was ransacked. There were items all over the floor and sidewalk. A few of the glass windows and doors were shattered, and there was a lot of graffiti left behind. Now, across the street from here, there was also an Adidas store that was broken into, and that's actually the second night in a row the thieves targeted that store. Another shoe store in the area, a nearby pharmacy, were also burglarized. All of these stores are about a mile from where the protest took place last night. It's not clear if it was people from those protests who were responsible for all the looting and vandalizing, or if it was others taking advantage of the chaotic situation downtown. Here's what one person told us he saw.
What I witnessed is just groups of, all ages, all women, men, young kids, everybody just out. And tools, some people had saws, like I said, electric saws, so they came prepared.
Look like the Purge.
Now, we have checked in with LAPD to see if they have a total number of reports of burglaries, vandalisms in the area. We have not gotten that information yet. And we don't know if they're planning to do anything more to protect the businesses in this area, increase patrols or anything like that. They did, LAPD, put out a message on social media a couple nights ago asking any business owners that might be affected by looting or vandalism to report that and to also document any damage before they clean up. Now we want to check in with Mark Liu at the desk. Mark, I understand you have some new video of some of the damage we saw overnight.
Yeah, we just got some new video from more instances of looting, just like you had shown, Tina. This one, a CVS in the downtown area. This video just in, you can see this not far from that Adidas store that Tina was talking about, a CVS here. being looted by more than 30 people wearing masks. Now, LAPD also is aware of this one as well. You can see the doors to that pharmacy smashed
CVS?
open. There's people walking.
What are y'all walking out with CVS?
Aware of this one as well. You can see the doors to that pharmacy smashed open. There's people walking out with buckets full of merchandise from inside that store. Now, as Tina had mentioned, this was not the only episode of looting. It happened about a mile from where most of the protests were happening over the last 48 hours. And if you come out to my screen, I'm going to give you an idea of where all this was going on. Okay, so this is downtown LA. Now, most of the protests over the last 48 hours have been in the northern part of downtown LA, near City Hall and the Metropolitan Detention Center. Now, the looting overnight took place much further to the south. This here is the instance of the CVS I just showed you, in that Adidas that was at Broadway and 6th. And then a little bit later, about an hour after that looting at midnight, there was an Apple store at Broadway.
What kind of drugs is they going for, y'all? That's what I'm asking. They going to get diabetes medicine? What is it that they looking for, y'all? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What kind of stuff are they breaking into these stores and destroying these places for?
Broadway and 8th, you can see just down Broadway.
Yeah, the bootleg soundtrack is a little bit extra. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pivot over to a different video. Let's see what we got over here. This is what's happening. Look at this craziness. Somehow arresting illegal migrants in the United States of America in Los Angeles ended up with people rioting and then actually destroying and stealing from all of the local stores in Los Angeles and downtown Los Angeles. What did I say was going to happen? What did I say was comparable to what happened in 1967 in Detroit? Except for the issues is different. What did I say was going to happen? And then you know what happens? Big box retailers, small retailers. If a retailer was struggling, if a small business owner was struggling, hey, leave the door slightly cracked. Don't worry, they're going to bust it on their way out. Let them steal some ham and mac and cheese, and then file an insurance claim, get a payout, move out, and then you can go ahead and live your life happily ever after. Move to another city, open up somewhere else, and you straight. That's the play. Because you know what happens? Business owners don't rebuild and reopen. The only ones that rebuild and reopen is is the ones that don't either A, don't have insurance, or B, they don't have anywhere else to go. But what happens is all of the businesses leave, all of the revenue leaves, there is no more jobs in the area, no businesses, no large anchor businesses, they don't want to open up there. The malls die, small business die, and homeless take over. Police officers, they start to be down. Revenue in the city coffers go down, and then that's when you have a city ultimately go bankrupt, and it goes south from there. It goes south from there. And then they're gonna complain, how come we don't have no grocery stores? And here's the biggest one. It's systemic. They're purposely not trying to open up anything so that they can take our land. No, that's why. That's why right there. That's why. If there was any kind of momentum that you guys could have created for yourself to get things back rolling over in these certain areas and certain places, to get people to move back in, to make people feel safe about going outside and to raise their children there and all of that stuff, to use public transportation, is dead. It's 100% dead. LA, over. You know where is that going to happen next? I'm telling you right now. Chicago. Chicago is up next. Listen. I know you don't believe it. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you think, I'm telling you right now that it is going to hit Chicago next. This is not just going to be an LA thing. This is going to be a sanctuary city thing. Large sanctuary cities, they're going to do the same thing over in Chicago. And they just going to push them right on over the edge. And this is the thing that's going to happen. This is the thing that's how it's going to play out. And it's unfortunate. It really is. It's very, very bad. It's unnecessary. Unnecessary. Of course it wouldn't happen to Dubai, Cliff. You know why? Because they believe in law and order and they heavy-handed when it comes to penalties. They're heavy-handed when it comes to penalties. New York is a little bit more insulated against this, Moses King. New York is not next. New York is a little bit more insulated. Eric Adams, he's a former cop. He's technically Republican. He switched over from being Democrat. And it's too much money in New York. New York is still the financial capital of the world. New York is still the financial capital of the world. They not letting that happen in New York. They arresting people at Columbia. They throwing you into jail in New York. New York is going to be insulated. New York is going to be fine. It's always going to be money in New York because even people outside of the country want to wash their money by investing in real estate in New York. All right? Institutional investors. Billionaires Row. Most of those units is not even occupied. It's a way for them to store money. Real estate is a way for rich people to store money because we don't care about cash anymore. So New York is going to be fine. They're not going to have the same problem. But these other cities that have a crazy budget deficit, New York's budget is insane. New York got an insane budget. But yeah, man, it's going to be crazy.